So here's the painting we're going to do. Now all you need for this painting is 11 by 14 canvas, and you can put it up this way. And all you need for your paints are your primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. Ultramarine blue, cad red, cad yellow, if you have that on hand. If not, just whatever you have on hand. And white, and green, and burnt umber and black. Now for the rocks, I think the rocks would be better to do next, because then we can put our highlights and our water lines and our waterfalls and everything, because the rocks will be in place and it will be much easier for us to work around the rocks. And you can use either a filbert or a small flat brush. So try either one and see what works best for you. Now whenever you're doing it, I always dampen my brushes if they're completely dry. I like to make them damp, not wet, just damp. I'm just going to make this so much simpler for you, I'm just going to add black to I got a filbert, and a bit of white to my brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick places that I want my rocks. Now I'm going to say there's a rock right here. I'm going to make a line. Okay. Make sure you can see it. And then I'm going to make a hump. I've showed you this in my other videos. I find this easier to teach. Makes it easy for people to be able to get the rocks and the shapes of the rocks that they like. So you can shape it up any way you want. Then once you get that done, then you can shape it up any way you want it. You can add another little rock out here if you like. Another little hump. A smaller hump this time, so that it looks like a smaller rock. And because I put a little bit of white on my brush, it gave me a little bit of highlights automatically. Now to make rocks, all you have to worry about is making the shadow part of the rock on the bottom in different places. So make sure that you get all your shadow down on the bottom. So when you make that line, make it nice and thick. And that way you got a nice shadow on the bottom. So yes, when you are doing the rocks on top of the water, you can let your water dry, okay? So I'm finding that if you, when you do an area, when you're finished with it, let it dry, and then whenever you're putting anything on top of that, because you don't want them to blend, you're not working wet on wet, you're working wet on dry. So let your paint underneath dry, and then do your rocks, okay? And I just put my rocks here like this. Made my straight line first. Made my hump. And filled it in. A little bit of white that I had on there will come through. Give it kind of a grayish look. But I'm leaving the bottom of my rock for now. I'm leaving the bottom of my rock a really dark black almost. Okay, so that we'll just leave those. We'll do highlights after. Don't worry about the highlights right now. And we'll do another one. Let's see. Where can we put another one? You can also add a bit of blue to your black if you want to, so it's not too black. You can add brown. You can all kinds of colors. As long as they're dark colors, it doesn't matter. Maybe there's another one over here somewhere. Maybe up a little further. That, and a hump. Fill it in. You can add a bit of white to your brush so that you get a little bit of highlights. Not too much yet. We're not really worried about that yet, but still helps. Another little line out. Little hump. And you got that shape. Good. So let's see, we'll pick out more places for our rocks. Good. Let's pick out one, let's see. Right here. Okay, straight line. Hump. And fill in. Good. highlight the top for now, but like I say, you don't have to worry about that yet. Just keep your rock black if you want to for now. But when you're adding black, and if you add any dark colors to it, you can also add a bit of white, okay? Just a little bit of white on your brush so that your rock will pick that up. So let's see, we got one here and maybe a small one down here. Oh, then a rock. There we go. We'll shape them up after. And across the way here we have maybe another small one here. Now the trees are going to be going over these, so some of these might even disappear, but it's good practice. And another one here. Let's see, we don't want too directly. We may have a waterfalls here, so we'll have a rock here. Okay, and so we'll say we'll put little waterfalls in here. And maybe there's some more waterfalls going down here, so you can add another little rock here. You can put your rocks wherever you want to, but be mindful of your little waterfalls. That's kind of important. And then we have another, maybe another, I'm going to show you how you could use different colors. And this time I will use burnt umber. Alright, maybe a little bit of, I don't know, green. Long or dark colors is okay. Maybe a little bit of blue. The blue will grade up a little bit. And a little bit of white. I'm not going to mix it, I'm just going to leave the white on my brush. So, we can try that color. And we will do one maybe, there's the waterfalls coming down, maybe there's a rock underneath here. So just be mindful of where everything is going, okay? Good, and that's not dark enough, just add some black to your brush. Good. See, not different shapes, but we can always shape it up after. Okay, see, because now I put the brown on there and a little bit of black and a bit of white and green, and gives you a nicer shades. And where else can we put one? Maybe there's a big one right here. So I'm going to go with the brown. A bit of black, blue, green, a little bit of red this time. I'm not even mixing it very much. I'm just sort of throwing it on there. Just dabbing into everything I got here. A little bit of white on the corner there just to see what will happen. So just mix your dark greens or your dark colors and see what happens. Can't go wrong. Okay, so let's just do one right here. And a hump down. I got a nice brown rock now. But I think we need a bit of shadow, so I'm going to put black in there. That will mix with the brown and it'll give you some nice shades. Okay. Like I said, this is not the highlights. This is just getting the shape of a rock. Good. Now we got another one. Maybe there's another one over here. I'm just going to make this kind of a line. Okay. So I'll make just sort of a line coming up from the corner, and I'm going to go out and just sort of more flat than round. Like I say, you can make any shape you want. Okay, so that's a different kind of rock. It's kind of flat. And the other one with brown and green and red and black, we can do another one over here. We can bring out a straight line up here this time, and then just bring the line down. Because you want to have some kind of different shapes. Okay, good. Now that's our bigger rocks, and what we'll do is add our smaller rocks after we get some of the water lines in. So let all that dry.